Hi Geminis, this is going to be your monthly tarot reading for the month of April 2019. I hope you're all doing well, and let's get started with your reading. I've laid out your cards, and so we'll start with your first house, and this is how people see you. And they see you as hardworking in the month of April. They see you reliable, dependable, you offer your services, you're trustworthy. And so this is the card of responsibility and being responsible. And the world is seeing you not through glamorous eyes in the month of April. You're perceived more as, the dependable, reliable person that everyone can count on. And you show up and you get the job done, and you're serviceable to the community or to your family or to your profession. So it's kind of a different card for Geminis. Usually you're more gregarious and you're more outgoing and lighthearted, but this month you're vibing to everyone that you're a very hardworking individual. So that's how they're going to be perceiving you, unless this is your partner and they see your partner who has the traits I just mentioned, and they don't really see you, they see you through your partner. Okay, in your money house, you have the card of retreat. So you've been feeling a little stressed perhaps with your finances or getting your taxes done or, whatever, finding out about your 401k or investments. And this is the card of wait and see. You need to recharge your battery. You might have been working very hard or, putting in extra hours. And so this is the card where you just need to kind of regroup and, like I said, rest, recuperate, recharge your battery. There might have been expenses last month that you had or still have. And, you just need a little time to, recover. You might have been working very hard, and you might still be working very hard. So right now, it's not a time to jump on any financial deals, proposals. I wouldn't switch things up with your investments if you have any. I would just take a time out and, get a fresh look at things next month. So this is the time to, just quietly do what you need to do behind the scenes, with your finances or your money. I don't think you're going to be talking a lot to people about, your finances or your financial situation. Like I said, this month, it's more going inward and retreating in terms of interactions with regarding your money. Okay, the third house represents communication. This can be online or, upfront and personal. It's also a house that represents siblings, cousins, neighbors, and you have a very strong personality showing up in this house. Now, it is your suit, meaning Gemini, you're the sword suit, which is air. And so this can be you this month, or someone who's probably an air sign in your family or in your neighborhood, or someone that you deal with online. You might be hearing from neighbors or siblings about some legal situation, because oftentimes this can represent a doctor, a surgeon, a lawyer. So you may be hearing that, someone's very involved with a person like this month, again, from your neighborhood or your family. If not, it could be you. You could be very judgmental this month and very clear and concise and logical. You would be coming off as matter of fact and a little cool to people if this is your energy for yourself and how you're communicating. But usually it represents someone in your environment. So like I said, you may have a cool character around you, and they seem to hold authority in some manner. So it can be, some of you might have a father that lives near you, or you might have a boss or a brother. This is a card of, like I said, someone who seems to have authority. In your home, you want to be a little careful this month because you have the Seven of Swords. And, this is sometimes a card that can indicate someone doing something behind your back, a little bit of sly and cunning behavior. So, for the better part of valor, you need to be extra vigilant, Geminis, in the month of April to keep your doors locked, to, keep your car locked, anything around your home. You may hear that there are robberies in the neighborhood. If you're living with another person, they may do something that you consider is somewhat unethical. It doesn't have to be outright theft. It can be a feeling of betrayal, them not necessarily taking something of yours, but in some way this card does always indicate someone trying to get away with something. So if you have another person in your home, they may bail out on you. You might have expected rent. If you had a work being done, I would be extra cautious. If your landlord brings in workmen into your home, anyone who's in your home, even if it's children, someone's going to try to pull something in the month of April, try to get away with something. Even a spouse could, be guilty of this as well. So Gemini's, it's a sword card. You guys are very bright, you're very mental, you're quick, you're sharp. If you get a feeling about something, take extra caution because you don't want to feel that your home has been violated in any way. Okay, now your fifth house represents children, and there is a child in this house. It also represents pets and new love. So some of you may feel that, you have a pet, and this is kind of like your surrogate child. And this pet, is imaginative and sensitive. This is if it's a child, the same qualities apply to them, and your attention will be focused on this child or this pet in the month of April. For some of you, if you're in a relationship and you're very young, this could be a water sign person that wants to court you. But, this card usually doesn't represent anyone over the age of 28, 30. It could be an immature person that's 38 or 35, but generally it represents a younger, youthful energy. So for those of you that are younger Geminis watching, there is a water sign, which is usually Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, that has their eye on you and feels an emotional connection with you. And if it's a new relationship, I consider it one that, formed in the last 3 years, a romantic one. That's what I consider new. It could also be in a new relationship that the person you're seeing or have been seeing in the last 3 years is getting a baby urge or wanting to really have a child. So those are the ways I can read this card. If you don't have children, someone that you're with may actually be fantasizing and wanting to have a child. For others of you, your attention will be focused on a child or a pet this month. And like I said, they're a pretty sensitive person or youth. Now, in your work house and your health house, you have the